Bathrooms are the second most detailed room in your house. They are the project that I have gotten the most requests to quote over time. And if you're going to proceed with a bathroom remodel or renovation or whatever name you want to put to it, I think it's really useful to know the stages or phases along the way that are going to help you know the progress of your project. And as you go in, it'll help manage your expectations. This YouTube live is dedicated to my friends Jamie and Carolyn. It's designed to not only guide them through their bathroom renovation, but whoever wants to take this information with them. So let's just assume that you have done your pre construction work. You've gone your haves, needs, wants. You've gone through what you're going to want it to look like. You've looked at vanities and all of that. I'm going to walk you through the process of the stages and the phases of what happens in what sequence and a little bit of what happens in those sequences so you can get a better understanding of what happens. If you are going through a full bathroom renovation where you're peeling it back to the studs, expect it to last 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the multiple phases and who does each one. In a separate video, I will go over in these phases how DIY friendly they are, whether you should or shouldn't do them yourselves out of 10. Okay. So your first phase after all your pre-construction work is done is going to be demolition. Okay. This is where you have to go backwards to go forwards. You're peeling everything out. You're going to get a dumpster. You're going to protect your walls. You're going to cover your stairs. You're going to get some 5-gallon buckets because you're going to smash up a bunch of little stuff. And you got to carry all of this stuff through your house. You get some industrial garbage bags. This is where you peel out everything. You're going all the way back so that you can start fresh. Okay. So you're peeling off the drywall, the flooring, you're smashing it all up. I know demo sounds fun. It sounds awesome. Like you're going to go hog wild and smash things up, which, you know, for about 20 minutes is awesome. And then you're tired and then it's a mess and you realize I really have to clean all this up. So you want to be strategic about it. You're going to turn off the water. You're going to turn off the electrics. You're going to open the window and you're going to start doing things one layer at a time. It will take you about a full day's work, if not a day and a half, to peel everything off. Most bathrooms are on a second floor, so you're going to have to go downstairs. That's why I recommend having a bunch of 5-gallon buckets and some of the industrial garbage bags, because carrying a full garbage can full of stuff is really hard to navigate. And you need to be really strong and better hope that garbage can doesn't break all over the place. So that's my information there. You could get a plumber and electrician in to take some of those things out if you're not comfortable with it, and then do the smashing up so you don't flood your house or burn it down or hit a live wire. Totally up to you. But demolition is your first phase. Second phase will be any back framing, right? If you're moving things around, if you need to frame a closet or frame in a shower or reframe something, framing will be your next phase. So you're going to be bringing the lumber up, nailing it in. After framing are your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC rough-ins. Plumbing being your number one. This is a bathroom. So plumbing is the priority. You want to make sure the drains are where they need to be. Are you moving anything around? Are you adding something? The plumber's going to do all that. Once that's established, your electrician and your HVAC can come in after. Electrician is if you're adding a pot light in the shower, which I highly recommend. You're putting a timer switch on your bathroom fan. Maybe you don't have a bathroom fan. You got to put one in. Well, the electrician puts the fan in and the HVAC guy vents the fan to the exterior. Your HVAC guy is probably only coming in for that. Your electrician, like maybe you're putting in floor heating and you don't need to think about where your heat run is, because you need air to move around in your bathroom. And that's what the HVAC guy's for. He's your last priority, but he needs to be one of them. Your electrician, he's going to come in where the lights go, what lights are you going to have, what switches are they on. So you want to think about if you're going to put a pot light in the shower, is it going to be on the same switch as your vanity light? Those are small consideration. I highly recommend having your bathroom fan on a timer switch separate from your lights. Because if you turn off the lights and you turn off the fan at the same time, it's not working properly. You want that fan to run after you're out of the shower or after you take care of business, and you don't want anybody else to walk in and get, wonder what you ate recently that's you're dying on the inside. So let's get all of that organized. You want what's in the wall organized. Okay. After that, if you look at your bathroom, you probably have one exterior wall. So you've ripped out the insulation there, so probably in your demo. Something to add to your demo, understanding that your bathroom is on the second floor. Above your second floor is attic insulation. So be sure that if you're going to rip down your ceiling in the bathroom, that you're going to re-insulate above. And when you're doing demo, make sure you wear something that covers you so that when that attic insulation starts coming down, you're not eating it or getting it in your eyes or anything. It's going to be a lot of work. So sometimes what we'll do is instead of ripping down the drywall, we will simply go over it with another layer. Because we don't want to wear that attic insulation and we don't want to go re-insulating. Something to think about in your process because it's going to be touching on insulation. So you're going to insulate and vapor your exterior walls. This is a chance for you to put soundproofing in any of the walls. If your bathroom is connected to a bedroom, and say it's in the main hall and you have 3 or 4 bedrooms around and you want to make sure that if somebody gets up in the middle of the night, you can minimize the sound. Now is your time to insulate for soundproofing. Once your soundproofing is done and your rough-ins are done, it's time to start cladding your walls, which means drywall and waterproofing. If you've decided that you're going to put in a tub surround at the rough-in, the plumber will install the tub and the acrylic walls. Okay, that'll all get done before drywall. If you're only putting in a tub or you're putting in a shower base, all of that gets done at the rough-in. So once the rough-in begins, now you're going to put up your drywall the ceiling, drywall the walls. In the tub or shower area, you're going to install a waterproofing system. There are multiple waterproofing systems. Some are better than others. As long as they're installed correctly, they're fine. Okay. So I've used the Schluter system, which is the orange stuff. I've used the Weedy system, which is the most expensive one I've used, but is the most user-friendly and the best outcome, but it's expensive. I've used the Dense Shield and the Roll-On water membrane from Mape. As long as you're installing the correct system the correct way, you're going to be okay. If you're not installing the tile and you're hiring someone to put in the tile, check with them with regards to what waterproofing system they want put in, or do they want to install the waterproofing system, right? They're going to be putting the tile in. If you put in the waterproofing system wrong or incorrectly or not as well as they expect, that could end up being an extra charge. So be sure you are collaborating with the trades that you're planning on hiring. Tiling is without a doubt one of the harder trades to make look nice. So I would recommend, if you're going to do your bathroom, talk to a tiler. And if you don't have a tiler, go down to your local tile supplier and ask them. They'll have a list of people, right? We're getting ahead of ourselves. We put on the waterproofing, we put on the drywall. Now you're going to tape. So tile and tape are the 2 longest phases that you're going to go through because they both require drying time. Drywall, once you board, you're probably another 4 or 5 days for tape. So assume your drywall phase is going to take a week. So you don't have to use green or blue drywall if you have a bathroom fan. I know some people are big advocates. I have never once had an issue with hanging regular drywall and installing a bathroom fan because you want to think about it. Are you putting in a sauna? Is your bathroom a swamp? If your walls are soaked, that means you're not using your bathroom fan. So please be sure that you are installing a bathroom fan and using it properly. Green or blue drywall is nice. It's not a requirement. I live in Canada. There's tons of moisture here. Like, don't sweat it if you're not putting it in. Some people are big advocates. Great. I'm 50-50 on it. Okay, so your board and tape are done. Next is paint. So back in the day, there was specific bathroom paint. Nowadays, most of the high end paints, and I highly recommend you using a higher end paint for any project, not just your bathroom. If you can, if your budget can handle it, because paint is more expensive than you think. They all have a certain amount of mold resistance to them, so you don't have to worry too much about that. You're going to use your bathroom fan. We're all good. Okay, so you're going to paint the walls. My recommended process is prime, paint one coat the ceiling, maybe two coats the ceiling, paint one coat the wall. And then after everything is done, paint the walls again so that everything is even. Your walls are going to get dinged throughout the process. You want to be able to touch it up. That is the best result, to touch it up and then paint the whole thing again. If you don't want to do that process, fine. I'm not losing any sleep of it. I can't see it from my house. Paint is the next phase, after which you're going to do floor. So whether you're doing vinyl tile, whether you're doing vinyl, whether you're doing tiling, ceramic, tile is your next phase, not the shower, because your shower walls sit on top of the bathroom floor. So you're going to do the tile next. So all your tile goes in, floor, then walls. After walls, you want to put in your plumbing finish. So your vanity goes in, your toilet goes in. Be sure the vanity is in place before the plumber comes to hook it up. Plumbers do not assemble vanities and put them in place. That is not part of the plumbing code. No matter what you think, no matter what people do, plumbers do plumbing. Putting together a vanity has no plumbing in it. It has a sink, and they connect the sink. They don't make the sink. They don't make the cabinet. So if you want to make your plumber happy, have the vanity up and in place, ready for them to hook up when they go. Toilet, your shower head, your faucet, all of those you want in place after the tile is done so the plumber can show up and hook those up. Your electrician's going to come after that. At any point, now you can do the trim work. So we're talking about casing your window, casing your door, and doing your baseboards. You're not going to have a ton of baseboards, but trimming a bathroom is a pain in the butt because you have closets, you have little turns, you have to go behind the toilet. It's a very small room. Like, you're maybe going to have 10 feet of baseboard. But remember, it's on the second floor. The saw is going to be outside. You're not going to have the saw in the hallway blowing dust everywhere. So you're going to make trips up and down the stairs. So if you get a quote to do trim in your bathroom and it's $800, believe it. That's nuisance tax. That's you're taking years off my life by going up and down the stairs doing little pieces of trim, right? I mean, you're using not even with casing, you're using what? 14, 8, you're using like less than 40 feet of casing, right? Maybe you have a closet in there. You got to case another door. So expect it to be expensive. And that's something I think if you have enough skill and you have the tools, I would definitely think about doing the trim. Sometimes if you have a window where the shower is, you have to trim the window before the shower gets tiled, just in case the two connect. Keep that in mind. I would go back in time. Shower niche is definitely something you want to put in. You really want that. I want to reinforce that. So we've got our vanity in, we've got our plumbing done, we've got our trim done, the electrician's been in. Your HVAC guy doesn't really come back because it's just a cover plate. You don't need them after that. You could put the cover plate in for the bathroom fan or for the vent on the floor. You don't need them. If you're doing in-floor heat, that in-floor heat cable gets laid right before the tile. The electrician will run the wire. My tile guy is the one who then installs the heated floor, and then he puts a scratch coat right over it so nobody walks on it and nothing happens to it. And a lot of guys I know use the Dietrich system, which is also your uncoupling membrane. So all of it gets done at once, so you don't have to worry about it. Is in-floor heat worth it? Not many people I know did it. It is expensive. You also have to pay for the electricity to run it. It's not necessarily a super on-demand system. It's not like you hit a button and the in-floor heat comes on. It takes time to warm up. So maybe you put it on a timer, or if you know you're going to use it, hit it. It all depends. I think it's cool. I don't have it in my house. I mean, but I also have a blue tub in my ensuite. So don't go by what I'm doing. Uh, we're at the end here. So once your tiling is done, if you want shower doors, now is the time to have the guy come in and measure. Now, usually they're going to come in, measure after the tile is done, and install is anywhere from 7 to 10 business days. So they got to fabricate, schedule the install, come back and put it in. Cost varies. I'm out of that loop lately, so it'd be important if you wanted to do it, would either call your local supplier or your local installer and ask, like, is there a square foot price? The two here in town both have showrooms, so you can go in and ask questions. Now that we've hit the end, the plumber, the electrician, the tile's done, everything's done. You may have some touch ups. You're going to put in your bathroom hardware. So your mirror, your toilet paper holder, your little towel holder, some little hooks, maybe all of that. Now you can do it once it's done. And maybe your second coat of paint if you haven't done the 2 coats right away. That's it. That's all. That takes you to probably 3 to 4 weeks, right? Your tile, they're going to do the scratch coat one day. They're going to tile the floor another day. Then they're going to tile the walls another day. Then they're going to come in and grout. Done. So that's minimum 4 days. Keep in mind the complexity of the tile pattern you're picking is going to impact how much time it's going to take, and it's going to impact how much it costs. So a simple stacked install, which is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one on top of the other in a little grid, kind of like graph paper, that's your easiest install. That's your basic cost. Once you get into like a brick pattern, which is called an offset pattern, that's more expensive. If you want to go in a diamond pattern, that's even more expensive. If you want to go herringbone, that's even more expensive. Every detail you add is adding cost. So if you want to put a bench in, more cost. You want to put a shower niche in, more cost. You want a little design inlay in your tiles, more cost. Ding, 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 ding. So time is money. The more complex something is, the more time it takes, which means the more money it costs. All that being said, I hope this helps guide you along the process of remodeling your bathroom. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.